The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Hello and welcome into Week 5 of the Ashley Ingram Show as Carson-Newman picks up a 21-14 win on the road at Irwin-Belk Stadium over the 19th-ranked Wingate Bulldogs. Hello, everyone. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, alongside Carson-Newman head football coach Ashley Ingram. Ashley, you follow a similar script to last week against Lenoir-Rhyne. You pick up a win over a ranked team. You play really good defense. You move the ball when you have to, and you weather a lightning delay. I think you'd take as many delays as it took to pick up back-to-back wins over ranked foes. Break down your team's stick-to-itiveness, guile, and fortitude to weather the literal and figurative storms in Irwin-Belk Stadium.
Well, I'm just proud of our guys, proud of their toughness, their resilience. We found a way. Wasn't always pretty at times. Really impressed with the way our defensive front seven played after watching the film. Man, they just played hard. They're relentless. Our corners played great on defense. So just a great game defensively, and then offensively, we held on to the ball. We fumbled it around a little bit, but we got them all back, and I think we had like 37 minutes of time of possession. So just proud of our guys.
Not ideal conditions to play a football game in. You're moving the ball pretty well your first two possessions in the first quarter. You scored one touchdown and were driving and moving the ball well on a second possession, and that's when the lightning delays hit, and then for the next 20 or so odd minutes of game action, you were playing in rainfall that would be apropos for Noah and the Ark. The weather, there was no offense to speak of for either team in the second quarter. How much did that play a factor? How much did two high-quality defensive teams play a factor?
Well, I think it was probably the defensive teams. Both very good defenses. Obviously, two of the better teams in our league. Obviously, us and them. The disappointing thing for us, and it happened twice, but it happened in that second quarter, is we essentially had the ball first and goal inside the 10 or there about the 10 on two different occasions, get holding calls that backed us up, and we missed a field goal during that time. Now, I do think the weather and the weight of the football affected that kick. But yeah, just two good defenses, and then we had some opportunities, and we just kind of squandered them.
Carson-Newman, though, prevails at Wingate by a final score of 21-14. We break down the first half when we come back after these messages on the Ashley Ingram Show.
Believe in Nashville. Believe in Memphis, Chattanooga, and Knoxville. Believe in communities where people take care of each other. Believe in staying true to your word and treating others the way you'd want to be treated. We do, because we believe in you. We're Farm Bureau Insurance. And we don't just believe in Tennessee, we believe in Tennesseans. Farm Bureau Insurance, Tennessee's insurance company.
When it comes to the things you love the most in life, you want an insurance company who knows you and cares about you. At Carriage Hill Insurance, that's not just what they do, that's who they are. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business, you'll get the best coverage for the best cost. From Tennesseans who know Tennesseans. Carriage Hill Insurance. Insurance with a human touch.
Hey guys, it's Mark from the all-new Rusty Wallace Hyundai, and we're proud to be supporters of the Carson-Newman Eagles. At Rusty Wallace Hyundai, we're home of the 200,000-mile warranty and 3 years free maintenance. And we want to wish Coach Ingram and all the coaches, players, and fans a great football season. So come and check us out at RustyWallaceHyundai.com. So from my family and all the Rusty Wallace Hyundai family, talons up!
Back on the Ashley Ingram Show, Carson-Newman victorious at Wingate, 21-14. Eagles with a second consecutive ranked win in the regular season. First time that has happened since 2004. I'm Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head football coach Ashley Ingram. Ashley, a first half that you won the field position battle, and that accounted for all the scoring in the first half. You got pinned inside your 20 on an opening kickoff, but moved the ball a bit on 8 plays, punted, pinned Wingate deep, got the football back and had a short field as a consequence and took advantage of it. Kickoff return aside, just felt like old school vintage football early on. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, the kickoff return obviously was not a great play. We managed to get a couple first downs there, got it going a little bit. Had a chance for a big play. We didn't make it. But our defense gets out there, and on the first snap, I think Isaiah Kane picked it off. Great play by him, great call by Coach Allman, and then we were able to punch it in, which was huge.
Delays in that second quarter. How much did going through the delays last week against Lenore-Ryan help the situation this week against the Bulldogs?
Well, we're used to it, and we've had some delays during practice this year. We practice in the afternoon, and you get lightning delays. I think Wingate came out defensively and was stronger after the delays. I warned our team, we were playing pretty well when we went in for that delay, that this game was going to be very tough. You're going to see a different team when they come out, and we did. And I think at times, maybe offensively especially, we dropped our guard a little bit. And we're just not a good enough team to not be super focused and intense. We're still a work in progress, obviously. And, so.
A work in progress. The injury bug has, unfortunately, sank its teeth into you offensively. Yet you still got the job done. You're down 3 starting offensive linemen. Zane Whitson went out of the game in the second quarter, and yet guys like Mario Sanchez steps up. You have guys like Lewis Baker and Laney Best on the offensive line stepping up. Obviously room for growth there, but what can you say about their next man up mentality?
Well, that part of it's been great. We just keep playing. We put the next guy out, and we don't make excuses for them. Now, the good thing we have is none of these injuries seem to be long-term injuries. Should have Teddy back this weekend. Should have Cam Ferguson back this weekend, and hopefully we can get an offensive lineman or 2 back as well.
You look at that second quarter drive, and you touched on it, where the second lightning delay stopped you. You had it 1st and 10, I think, at the 22, and you alluded to Bennett Smith's field goal. You haven't been heavily penalized this season. You touched on it earlier with the holding call, but you have had some live ball penalties in crucial spots inside the red zone. The Mars Hill game also comes to mind in that regard. They're not post-snap penalties. Where is your livability, I suppose, with the live ball stuff?
No, I don't have any livability with it. Let's just talk of 3 of them.
Yeah.
We've got it 1st and goal from the 4 against Mars Hill in overtime. We get a holding penalty that's unnecessary. Twice Saturday we get holding penalties. One, we're lackluster in our effort, and the second one we just not making good decisions. And if my livability would be saying I'm okay with us squandering opportunities to win games. So I'm not cool with that.
I like that phrasing. Yeah. I do like that phrasing. Carson-Newman led it at the break 7-0, and we have the first half highlights for you right here on the Ashley Ingram Show.
Your rugs or patio, rush to our Turkey Creek store or Maryville Clearance Bin and Warehouse. Stores reopen Friday, September 12th. And as always, thank you and enjoy the sale.
On 3rd and 12, Zane Whitson drops back to pass and scrambles for a first down toward the left sideline across the 35, down to the 34-yard line. Needed 12. He gets 15 on 3rd and long. Second 3rd down that Carson-Newman has converted. That's been 3rd and long or greater. And the Eagles have it 1st and 10 with no score. 8:05 to play in the first quarter.
Play them honest, and it's opened up stuff on the outside.
Jalen Washington split to the wide side left. Whitson out of the gun. Play fake. Going to throw out to the flat left side. Complete to Don Bradley. He's across the 20, across the 15, and knocked down by Ryan Green with a shove out of bounds along the left sideline. Spot him down at the 13-yard line. 17 yards and a first down through the air to Don Bradley. Eagles move the chains, looking to break this scoreless tie with 6:54 to go in the first quarter. Second and goal from the 2 for the Eagles. Ball on the right hash. Whitson under center in the flex bone. Washington slot left. Bradley slot right. Sullins the fullback. Whitson quarterback sneak straight ahead. Whitson burrowing to the goal line. Carson-Newman says it's a touchdown. So do the officials. Touchdown. Carson-Newman. Zane Whitson 2 yards out on the quarterback sneak. And the Eagles are up 6-0. 4:10 to play in the first quarter. Eagles.
So that was their crossing route, just couldn't get the timing down.
Heavier set for the Bulldogs. 2 receivers wide side left. Holmes from the gun. High snap is over his head. Holmes will race back to the 16 and fall on it with Mekhi Brown bearing down on him. Snap sailed from Will Hart. He's a backup center. Porfirio Acosta didn't start for Wingate today. High snap, loses yardage. Back to the 16, a loss of 19. And it's 3rd and 29 for the Bulldogs. Back to boot it away. High snap, pulls it in. Gets it off with his right foot. It's a spiraling kick. Meets, retreats, and fields it at his 25. He starts left and is off and running. He's across the 30 to 35. And he's knocked down out of bounds across the 40. Up at the 43-yard line by Bryce Coulter and Josiah Hill.
Those are the first half highlights. Eagles up 7-0 at the break on the Wingate Bulldogs. Adam Cavalier alongside head coach Ashley Ingram. Ashley, you'd already sort of had a couple of halftimes leading into the actual halftime break with the lightning delays. What'd you spend the break telling your team?
Well, offensively, we tried to figure out how to block number 99. Man, he was wreaking havoc. So very good football player. We're just trying to come up with some answers to keep him out of our backfield, which we did okay with, but not great with. Defensively, just told them to keep playing. And knew offensively, at some point, we're going to have to make a play to win a game.
You alluded to Manju Bertay, number 99, Jonathan Cross, 98, also was in the backfield a fair bit. You had to withstand 13 tackles for loss by the Bulldogs. Now, granted, that is the number 1 team in the sack at backfield penetration coming into that game. Down 3 starting offensive linemen, break down the overall performance of that group, chipping away at a pretty formidable Bulldog front.
Right. We can play better. We're going to have to play better. You know, you mentioned the 13. Well, 6 of them were fumbles.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
That's fair.
that's not good. We've got some guys that can be good football players, and they just got to grow up, and they got to grow up fast.
A second half, too, where one of the all-time great decisions. It has been a back-and-forth battle, and you faced 4th and 1 at your own 37, up by, I think, 6 at the time. Go for it, and Jaden Sullins rips off a 60-yard run that gives you 1st and goal at the 2. Break down the decision to go for the throat a little bit there at the end.
Yeah, well, obviously our defense was playing great, and certainly wouldn't want to put them in a short field. It's tough. You're on the road. You're playing a very good team who has this history of winning. You know, they've been winning 8 games a year for the last decade. We're still trying to find our way and find our identity. And I just thought that if we could score there, we could essentially probably put the game away. Even if we don't break it for 60 yards, because it's just over 2 minutes left in the game. Probably another another first down probably wins the game. And it makes them exhaust all their timeouts, even if you do have to punt it. And I just thought we needed to go for it, so it worked out for us.
Carson-Newman picks up the win over the Wingate Bulldogs, 21-14. And we break down the second half when we come back after these messages on the Ashley Ingram Show.
Believe in Nashville. Believe in Memphis, Chattanooga, and Knoxville. Believe in communities where people take care of each other. believe in staying true to your word and treating others the way you'd want to be treated. We do, because we believe in you. We're Farm Bureau Insurance, and we don't just believe in Tennessee, we believe in Tennesseans. Farm Bureau Insurance, Tennessee's insurance company.
On game night, winning is everything. But life's big wins happen off the court. When you win a heart. When you win their trust. When you win their respect. First Bank's community banking is perfect for life's big wins because of what we're big on. You. Make us part of your team for life's biggest wins.
Back on the Ashley Ingram Show, Carson-Newman prevails on the road at number 19 Wingate, 21-14. I'm Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head football coach Ashley Ingram. Ashley, a second half where defensively you've touched on the front seven, you've touched on the corners, but really as a whole made life very difficult for a Wingate team that came in very balanced, more than 200 yards a game, both rush and pass offense. They were leading the conference in total offense at 490 yards per game. They were leading the conference in scoring at nearly 44 points, and you hold them to season lows in every category. Elijah Holmes, the starting quarterback, had come in on an absolute tear. He was 30 of his last 37 passes for completions. You hold him to, I think, 41% was the final tally and 150 yards. What did it take to disrupt him the way you did?
Well, I think it started with Coach Allman, our defensive staff, having a really good game plan to try to confuse him. But the real key to the game was just the relentless pressure up front from our front seven. I mean, they just played so hard. Luke Scott had a series where he made every play. He had a sack, a tackle for loss, and a tackle. The kid plays his tail off. But we played hard. We got after him with a lot of different ways, and then we were able to stop the run on top of it. So if you can stop the run, you can pressure the quarterback. There's a good chance you're going to play pretty good defense.
You alluded to Luke Scott. That is where I was going next. Started, I believe, a third quarter series with a tackle for loss, then grabbed Holmes on a scramble for a 2-yard gain, and then finished it with a 3 and out with a quarterback sack. You rotate so many defensive players, especially up front. It's clear that everybody has fresh legs. Was it just his time that you've been playing hard, you're going to make a play eventually?
Right. Well, he plays relentless, and he's had a few plays during the season. I think he had a sack prior. He's just a good football player, and I think the more and more we go, the more we're going to understand his value to our team.
Linebacker play continues to be a strong suit. I can think of a few times where Xavier Pugh took a handoff, had a head of steam, and then Cruz Temple meets him in a gap. Could have been easily a gain of 3 or 4 with momentum, but Cruz stops him dead in his tracks. What are you seeing out of your Arkansas State ECU transfer?
Cruz is, the heart and soul of our team, really. The energy, the effort that he brings. He's just a very, very good football player. We're grateful to have him here.
We haven't touched much on special teams, but you don't win this game without Bennett Smith. You touched on the field goal he missed where he was kicking with the medicine ball equivalent of a football. But in spite of some soggy conditions and wet turf in the second half, he clears a 39-yarder and then the 10th all-time 50-plus yard field goal in school history. Break down his efforts.
Now, Bennett's been great. He's obviously made those big kicks, and I think he makes the other kick if the weather is permitting.
If you're not in the middle of a monsoon.
Right, no doubt. And then his kickoffs have just been awesome. I mean, he's kicking the ball out of the end zone. He's making it hard for guys to return the ball. He's done great. Has been a real highlight. And then other areas of the special teams, we're not having those flashy plays. We've had some good coverages on a punt. Grayson Campbell is very good. But we're not beating ourselves in the special teams area as well.
You haven't had many punts hit the ground from a return standpoint too. You're keeping the hidden yardage slate clean, it would seem. I think in the last 3 weeks I can think of one punt that's actually hit the turf. What's that say about guys like Cade Meeks and Isaiah Kane returning those kicks.
No, that's great. And Cade now he's going to catch the punt, and then at the end of the game he made the play on the onside kick too. So I think that's another play that kind of gets overlooked, but they were within a score, so that was huge.
Carson-Newman wins it at Wingate, 21-14, and here are those second half highlights.
The problem when you're in the shotgun all the time is you got to get that snap first.
3rd and 9 for the Dogs. Left hash at their own 29. High snap pulled in. Overwhelmed. Sacked by Martavis Mason. Martavis Mason came storming through on a high snap to Elijah Holmes. And for the 13th time in the last 3 meetings between these two teams, the Eagles sacked the quarterback. Holmes.
The way that you'd like to.
And the air looks moist. Trips to the wide side left for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 9 from their own 48. Now 2 to the right with the man in motion. Jackson. Holmes back to pass. Blitz from the backside. Steps up in the pocket. Going to run. Has room across the 45 and 40. First down. Bounces it to the left sideline, and he's loose. Holmes across the 15 and 10. He is hit at the goal line by Madison, but he is into the end zone. Touchdown Bulldogs. Elijah Holmes scrambles 52 yards on a broken play to the left sideline and calls his own number to bring the Bulldogs a PAT away from tying this one up. It's 7. Bulldogs have it 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line after the penalty. From the pistol, it's Holmes. He'll turn and give to Appling left side, and he is snatched in the backfield by Luke Scott at the ankles in the boundary left side over the sack logo. Back at the 26-yard line, a loss of 4. Scott, the VMI transfer, shoots in. It's 2nd down and 14 to go.
Because in his mind, he's thinking about keeping the ball.
Holmes out of the gun, right hash at his own 28 on 3rd and 12. Takes the shotgun snap, delayed blitz. Holmes steps up. Lemon grabs him from behind with Luke Scott, and they sack him back to the 24. The pressure came from the rear. Holmes dumped for a loss of 4. Back to the 20. 1st and 10 Eagles, ball middle of the field at the Bulldog 38. Sanchez under center in the flex bone. Takes the snap, straight drop. Sanchez sprints forward. He's across the 35 and 30. Sanchez cuts left to the 20, inside the 15, lowers his shoulders, and gets knocked down by Mack down at the 14. Mario Sanchez gobbles up 24 yards on the ground and moves the chains for the Eagles. 7-7, teams tied, 6:32 to play in the 3rd. Kicking this direction earlier in a downpour. The rain has stopped falling, but the field, you can still see how wet it is. Late sub coming in for Carson-Newman is Lewis Baker. Play clock at 6. Snap back, hold down. Smith's kick on the way, has the distance. Does it have the line? It is good. Bennett Smith breaks a 7-7 tie. Schoaf to snap. Puts it back. Campbell puts it down. Smith puts it up. Smith. It is good by the tightest of margins. The skin of Bennett Smith's teeth. He pokes it through from 52. And the Eagles extend the lead. It's 13-7. 12:41 to play in the 4th quarter. To his right, trips receivers wide side right. Pardon me, that's Pugh to the right. Snap back, play fake, slant, batted, incomplete. The target was Estrons at the 30, but Terry Lemon was running the alleyway and batted that ball into the air at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
He tried to hit the...
For 4th and 1 from the right hash at their own 37. Sanchez takes, gives dive, Sullins, and Sullins cuts loose. He's got the first down and a whole lot more. He's across the 20, he's across the 10, and he is upended inside the 5 by Kelly, down at the 3. You couldn't ask for a better 4th and 1 play call. Jaden Sullins flips fields. Comes into the game at fullback, Sanchez under center. Brings Griffin in motion out to the right. Sanchez, quarterback sneak, straight ahead. Yes, sir! Touchdown, Carson-Newman. a pair of quarterback sneaks, a pair of field goals, and the Eagles lead 19th ranked Wingate 19-7 with 1:57 to go in the fourth quarter. Sanchez into the end zone from 2 yards out. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Right hash at the Eagles 16. Holmes from the gun, claps his hands, takes the snap. Sprints left, hit as he throws by Livesey, throwing back left corner of the end zone, high pointing it, bringing it in, touchdown Wingate. Jalen Himes tippy-toes in on the back left corner of the end zone. And the Bulldogs are a PAT away from making this a 7-point game with 20 seconds left.
Well, if you're Coach Weiser, you got to make sure that you got your hand.
Has it teed up near the right hashes. Carson-Newman has 10 of its 11. Tight to the 10-yard mark. Thorne strides forward, kicks it left to right. It's snagged by Cade Meeks, and he immediately slides down to a knee at the 46. Eagles recover the onside kick. 1st and 10, Carson-Newman with 18 seconds left.
You know, hey, that
Wingate will not utilize that final timeout. And for the 3rd time since moving to Division II, Carson-Newman has back-to-back wins in the regular season against ranked opposition. Eagles come into Irwin Belk Stadium and get their first victory here since 2015 and their first ever win against Wingate on the road.
Those are the second half highlights from Carson-Newman's 21-14 win at Wingate. When we get back on the Ashley Ingram Show, it's time for our Talent Talk. That's after this.
At Carson-Newman, we're not just creating nurses, we're shaping leaders.
Where else can you find a university that offers full room and board plus an unlimited meal plan for our ROTC scholarship cadets? Only here, where excellence meets generosity. Step into our state-of-the-art skills lab, a sanctuary for practical learning exclusive to our nursing students. It's here that excellence becomes second nature.
With our student-focused approach, every class is an opportunity for personalized growth, thanks to our exceptional student-to-professor ratio. Experience a learning environment where collaboration thrives, supported by a strong bond between cadres and students, ensuring your success is never left to chance. And for those aiming to join our esteemed nursing program, high priority are given to Army ROTC nursing scholarship recipients, a testament to our commitment to your future.
Dive into a nursing program where your military training at CST translates into academic credits, a rare opportunity to fast-track your degree. Join a battalion recognized for its outstanding performance, celebrated by the VA and the East Tennessee Military Affairs Council.
This is where leaders are born, when you're not just prepared for the future, but you're prepared to lead it.
Oh, hey there. I bet you're wondering who this guy is. My name's Drew. I played football here at Carson-Newman and graduated in 2021. And now I pastor a church up here, believe it or not. I want to invite you this Sunday. We meet at 11 o'clock at Jefferson Middle School. We've got kids ministry. A lot of college students are there. But man, it is awesome. It is so good. I hope you enjoy the rest of this football game. Come to church Sunday, 361 West Broadway Boulevard. Talons up. Go Eagles. Let's go inspire people to follow Jesus here in Jefferson City.
Back on the Ashley Ingram Show, time for our Talent Talk after Carson-Newman's 21-14 win over Wingate, and I swear we didn't plan it, but this week, walking the field with Andrew Rogers, 52-yard field goal himself, Bennett Smith.
Hi again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Talent Talk. I'm Andrew Rogers alongside sophomore kicker Bennett Smith. Bennett, let's start walking up the field here. Probably like most kickers, you got into soccer first, I would presume. Were a good soccer player at Cleveland High School and then got into football. Talk about how that dynamic worked out for you.
Yeah, so I played soccer my whole life. And then the football coaches at Cleveland tried to talk me into playing my sophomore year of high school and being the kicker. And I said no, like no one really wants to be the kicker. And then they were very heavy on it again summer going into junior year. And I was like, you know what, why not? I'll just try it. Gave it a try, had a good year. And then after that, just realized that's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to play at the next level.
Speaking of the next level, you've been really good at Carson-Newman. At what point did you realize, okay, I think I can do this and be a college kicker?
Into my senior year, I was very late to the recruiting process. I didn't really know how it all worked.
Mm-hmm.
And then senior year, I had a good year, and then the colleges started coming after me, texting me, emailing me, that kind of thing, and that's just kind of when I knew it was possible.
All right, you've had an eventful start to your kicking career here at Carson-Newman. You've had over a year now to reflect on that Wingate game winner, a game you drilled 3 field goals in as well. What impressed yourself the most when you think back now a whole year ago to that performance?
I don't even know. It still amazes me to this day. I don't know. At the end of the day, we have one job, and you got to do that job no matter if the game's on the line or if you're winning by 21. It's the same thing we do in practice day in and day out. So just being consistent and doing your thing.
Speak to that consistency. What do you do to prepare yourself with each practice to lead up to game day to be able to perform at the level you have?
Yeah, well, I couldn't do it without my snapper and my holder. Grayson and Shof, we get after it every day, just working on our chemistry as well as Shof doing his own craft, Grayson doing his own craft, and me doing my own craft.
Bradshaw to snap. It's back. Campbell's hold is down. Smith's kick is on the way. Smith's kick buried. It's good. Eagles win. A walk-off 34-yard field goal from Bennett Smith.
We'll change it up here, get to know you a little bit better now. Favorite snack in between meals or in between meals and classes, what would you go to?
It definitely varies, but right now we're going with a bagel with some cream cheese on it.
All right, put it on there. There's a little Ziploc baggie in between.
Exactly.
Very nice. Favorite professional sports team you like to keep up with?
I don't know. I'm not huge into the NFL and stuff, but if I had to pick a team, it would just be the Tennessee Titans.
Okay. Any pro soccer teams?
When I've watched soccer, I was a big Manchester City fan.
Okay,
big Kevin De Bruyne fan.
Very nice. What would be the least ideal weather conditions for you to kick in? Like, what are you absolutely dreading kicking in one day?
The wind right now is pretty bad.
Yeah.
But the wind and the rain, for sure.
Just the mixture and it's in your face.
You got that heavy, wet football.
How do you overcome it if you do get in that situation?
You just got to adapt, play the wind, and then when that ball gets heavy, you just got to know it's not going to fly as high and fly as far, but just still doing your own thing.
Right. We'll circle back around to football to wrap things up. Still early in your career, you've obviously shown plenty of promise. What is the next level in your development as a kicker? Is it a matter of just building up more leg strength to be able to kick farther and farther as your career progresses, or is there something that other than that you want to see improved?
No, it's for sure keeping the same consistency we got going now, but being able to move back, letting the offense be able to stay farther back on the field and just know that they can trust me from 55, 57 plus.
All right, Bennett, enjoy the walk. Best of luck the rest of your career. That is sophomore kicker Bennett Smith on another episode of Talent Talk.
Thank you very much, Andrew, Ashley, Ingram. Yeah, we drew it up pretty well. We planned these in advance. Wasn't planned that he would boot a 52-yard field goal, and then we've got him in the chamber. But, yeah, Bennett Smith, what a guy. Obviously has made improvements on the field, but part of a special teams unit, too, that between him, Grayson, Campbell, Brendan Schoaf, all high-quality individuals. What do you see out of a kicker that, I think you said it preseason, you don't know if anybody that's improved as much as he has in the weight room and what he's doing on the field?
Right. He's been awesome. The improvement, a lot of it is, he had a surgery after his freshman season. So he's really kind of 2 years out from that. So he's fully rehabbed. He's just a good player. just a great young man. What a great representative Carson-Newman he is. A person of great faith, great student. I mean, he's the real deal.
Week 3 in a row, week 4 in a row, really, of absolute high-level football. You have played, at present standing, the 5th toughest schedule in the country when factoring in past opposition, and it only goes up from here. Emory and Henry, 4-1 on the year. Wingate was the number 1 offense in the SAC last week. Emory and Henry is the number 1 offense in the SAC this week for points scored and total offensive output. The Wasps seem to be rolling. What do you have to do to continue to improve after back-to-back wins over ranked foes? I don't know that Emory and Henry will be in the top 25, but I would argue that they certainly could and should be.
I would agree that I think they should be. They were a really good football team last year. Looks like they are right back to their old ways. They've got a senior quarterback who's a very good player. They're very good running back. Their receiving core will be the best we've seen. Then you go to defense. They've got a defensive end that may be defensive player of the week in the SAC this week. They've got 3 all-conference and an all-American in the secondary. I mean, this is a really good football team. Argument's sake, could have been a playoff team last year. So Coach Hunter's done a great job with these guys. They're impressive. We've got to go back on the road again to play them at their place, and we'll have our hands full. We'll have to play really well to have a chance to win.
It is wild. You bring up Quentin Hunter. I think of Rashawn Jordan. I think of Doug Sosha, Kevin Barnett. For years, the SAC was hallmarked by a bunch of long-tenured coaches. And here you have a bunch of second-year guys now, yourself included, that are all sitting on like 13, 14 wins. You're in that group. Quentin is in that group. Rashawn Jordan is in that group. What's that say about a bunch of new guys coming in and quickly establishing programs?
Well, I think I've said it a few times. I've just been impressed with the play in the league, the parity of the league. I'd be hard-pressed to say that it's ever been better. A lot of really good football teams, a lot of good coaches, a lot of good players in this league. I've been impressed.
Ashley, pleasure as always. We'll talk next week.
Thank you.
It's Carson-Newman head football coach Ashley Ingram. This has been another episode of the Ashley Ingram Show on the Voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier. Thanks for watching.